5 years ago, I was packing sticker orders on my kitchen table, usually at 9, 10, or 11 p.m. The last couple years, Etsy's been paying my mortgage for me. But it didn't happen the way most people think. When I started, I thought Etsy was just about creativity, so I just made what I liked. And guess what? Nobody bought it. The moment that everything changed for me is when I stopped asking, what do I want to create? Instead, I started thinking, what are people searching for? I stopped being an artist and I started being a business owner. Eventually, one sheet really took off. And instead of launching 50 or 60 more random sticker products, I doubled down on that one sheet and in that genre, and I started making more of what sold. I started making more variations of that same product. I switched it to 2 sizes if people wanted less of that sticker. I added a lot of new colors. I started taking better pictures of that sticker in multiple locations around my house. Anything to try to improve it. And like I said, doubling down on a winning product. That one sticker sheet has made me over $40,000 through the last couple years. And sheets like that in total have made most of in the last 3 years, about $200,000 in sticker sales. And here's a hard truth that a lot of people sometimes don't realize about revenue. At one point, my sales looked impressive, but I wasn't making a lot of profit. I wasn't fully calculating my Etsy fees, how much my shipping cost was, my shipping supplies, and any other costs associated with my items. I wasn't paying hard attention to it because for the first 2 years, my shop was still a hobby to me. But there's one thing that feels a lot better than revenue: profits. Profits is the only thing that matters in the end. And these are some of the mistakes that I made my first 2 years. And I want to preface that and say it is okay to make mistakes. You have to make some mistakes to get better at anything, whether you have a YouTube channel, whether you're trying to eat right, whether you're a photographer, right? You have to make mistakes, and then you got to tinker with those mistakes and make them better. Like they always say, you don't know what you don't know. One big mistake I made when I was starting out was lowering my prices too much. That caused a big backlog, and it caused less customer satisfaction. Because yes, I was getting a lot of orders, but my processing time was so long that people were complaining, asking where their orders were, when am I going to ship them out. And I was underpricing some of my stuff because I was scared it wasn't going to sell, which is not the right way to think. I was trying to be too different rather than making things that could actually be more useful for the customers. And one mistake I did make the first 2 years, I was adding way too many designs. I had at one point just over 600 designs in my shop. And another big thing that I was not doing is I wasn't building any assets outside of Etsy. I didn't have a website then, because to me it's better not to put all of your eggs in one basket. So when I get an order, I let people know that I have a website and they can go there, and it costs them less as well. So I make more profit, they're more happier because they're paying less, and it's a win-win for everybody. I thought growth meant more products. But growth actually means building better systems that are repeatable. If you want Etsy to pay real bills, you have to treat Etsy like a real business. You don't want to just be randomly posting things. You don't want to price with emotion and price with fear like I did. Underpricing things. That can make your stuff look cheap. Some people will actually buy something that's more expensive than yours, even if it's not better. You don't want to design that much without doing some proper research. There are a lot of research tools out there, like eRank, Marmalade, I think I'm saying that right. Everbee's another one, where you can see what's trending. You can see, I don't know how accurate they are, because when I look at my sales through those apps, they don't match up fully. But you do get a good idea of what's trending, what's selling, and where you can get some inspiration. Things you really want to do is data. Data is so important. Every single month I go through my Etsy ads. I look at the words and the phrases people use to find my products. I look at my best selling items, and then I usually try making another version of those. I look at which items have a high conversion rate, which ones don't, and if they don't, you can always improve those items. You can take better pictures, you can make better descriptions, you can make a better title. There's a lot of things you can do on your end to at least do everything that you can to make sure someone buys it. The rest is out of your hands. I'll look at my competitors' pricing and see where I line up. I'm not the cheapest, but I'm also not the most expensive either. Analyzing data and all that stuff is just about consistency. And consistency is basically the most important thing in anything in life, not just business. But if you're consistent in what you do and you have proper systems, like Monday I do this, okay, Tuesday I do this, Wednesday maybe I analyze my competition, Thursday maybe I look at 2 or 3 listings and see if they're optimized properly. Are the pictures nice? Is my description good? And if you can just keep doing that robotically, your store will always improve and your sales will come. The biggest obstacle that people have is people lack patience. You don't want to run a store just depending on it to pay your bills. Me, when I do something, whether it's Etsy, whether it's a losing weight, I look 1 or 2 years down the road. Even this YouTube channel that I just started making out of nowhere. I don't look to tomorrow, or I don't want to get viral. I look 1 to 2 years down the road, right? You're creating a library on YouTube that maybe people will discover one day. You don't sit there staring at your stats. Same with Etsy. You're putting stuff out there that you think is worthwhile for people to use, and eventually you want to be found because Etsy's a marketplace, right? People will find you. So the first time Etsy started paying my bills fully was about 3 years ago. That's when I started taking it more seriously, and it was a small celebration. It wasn't a sigh of relief or anything, but it was. I knew it was going to happen because I was consistent. I was always making things. I was always shipping my orders on time. I was always analyzing my store. I was always providing good customer service, which is huge. I don't think people realize how good customer service has to be. Like, yes, you can get the order, but then what are you going to do after the order? Like me, I'll go through I use Chit Chats to ship items. I'll go through random customers in my transit list and tell them, hey, you know what, your item cleared the border. Oh, you know what, your item says it's going to arrive by this date. Even though they have the tracking number themselves, I'll just do that to a few customers every day. And they'll get surprised. They'll say, oh wow, this guy really cares about my order, which I do. But that little things like that go a long way. Once my mortgage was paid, that's when I knew that it wasn't a hobby anymore. What would I do if I started today? I would have clear tactical steps. I would write something down of how I want to approach Etsy if I'm doing it long term. I would concentrate, after I did my research, on maybe maximum 2 designs, maybe 3. And I would honestly spend 1 month just making 3 designs that you know are very popular, depending on what you're selling. And I would make different versions of those designs. I would make 4 listings of one design, 4 or 5. I would make different titles for each of them because you'll be found more that way. Make different colors of them, make different fonts of some of them. That way you up your chances of being found and you up your chances of converting because you're not just selling one thing of that one item. In the end, as I was saying before, patience and consistency will get you far with anything that you do. Like, Etsy is not simple. I personally don't like when people say it's simple. It's simple to do something, make a design, make a digital design, if you're doing that kind of stuff, and post something. That's easy. But the rest of it is not that easy, because most people will quit when it gets hard before they reach any success. Statistically, most people will quit something right before it starts getting better because it gets too hard. So if you start an Etsy store, or you're even trying to start over, find something in demand. Like, that's pretty simple, right? You have to find something that's in demand. Otherwise, you're just wasting your time. Calculate your numbers. See how much profit you're actually going to make off every sale. Don't just list something and give it a random price and hope it sells. Actually do your research on it. Optimize winners. Like my sheet I was talking about. It's a custom sheet with custom text. People like custom stuff. So once that started selling more and more, I started making more and more variety of that sheet, different custom sheets, and they make most of the money in my shop. Most important thing after all that to succeed long term is you want to build systems. For me, for example, I'll concentrate on 2 items a week. I'll look at the listing pictures and I'll say I can improve them. Another day, I'll look at the titles and see if I can improve the titles at all. Another day, I'll make sure my description's proper. It's little tiny things like that add up over time. And if you do all of that over time, you're gonna stop hoping that it works. You're gonna expect it to work.